They made us laugh until our sides hurt, but behind the closed doors of Mama's Family, the real stories were far from the picture-perfect sitcom world we saw on TV. These were actors we welcomed into our homes every week, faces we felt we knew, voices that became part of our own family traditions, but for many of them, life after the camera stopped rolling brought heartache, hidden battles, and tragic goodbyes. Today, we remember 15 beloved stars whose laughter once filled our living rooms, but whose real-life journeys will break your heart and forever change the way you see this classic show. Betty White, born on January 17, 1922, in Oak Park, Illinois, was already a legend when she joined the sitcom in 1983 as Ellen Harper Jackson, the posh and prim eldest daughter of Thelma Harper. Her biting charm and quick wit made Ellen a memorable presence, even though it wasn't a lead role. By the time of her passing on December 31, 2021, just 17 days shy of her 100th birthday, Betty White had become a national treasure. She died peacefully at her home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, from complications of a mild stroke. Known for iconic roles in The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Golden Girls, she never remarried after the death of her husband Alan Ludden in 1981, devoting her life to acting and animal welfare. Her 7-decade career in Guinness World Record for the longest TV career by a female entertainer cemented her as an irreplaceable figure in Hollywood history. Ken Berry, born November 3, 1933, in Moline, Illinois, played Vint Harper, the kin-hearted but simple-minded son caught between his mother and his wife. His physical comedy and sincerity won fans over during the show's run from 1983 to 1990. After largely retiring from show business in 1999, he lived quietly until his death on December 1, 2018, in Burbank, California, from heart complications. His personal life held deep sorrow. He and actress Jackie Joseph lost their infant son, and later both of their adopted children passed away before him. Despite these tragedies, Ken Berry remained a humble and beloved performer, remembered for his gentle humor and everyman charm. Rue McClanahan, born February 21, 1934, in Healdton, Oklahoma, portrayed Anne Fran Crowley, the unmarried, critical younger sister of Thelma Harper. Her character met an unexpected on-screen end in season 3, choking to death on a piece of cake. Off-screen, Rue McClanahan battled heart problems, undergoing surgery in 2009, and died from a stroke on June 3, 2010, at age 76. Known even more widely for her Emmy-winning role as Blanche Devereaux in The Golden Girls, she was married and divorced 6 times, faced breast cancer, and often struggled with being typecast. Yet, she embraced life fully, saying she loved, laughed, and lived until her heart stopped. Harvey Korman, born February 15, 1927, in Chicago, Illinois, brought to life to roles in Mama's Family, the witty narrator Alastair Quince, and the gruff, often unpleasant Ed Higgins, husband to Eunice Harper. Known for his Emmy-winning work on The Carol Burnett Show and appearances in Mel Brooks comedies like Blazing Saddles and High Anxiety, he was a master of both humor and satire. He died on May 29, 2008, at age 81 from complications following surgery for an aortic aneurysm. His portrayal of Ed Higgins was one of his darkest roles, forcing him to draw on personal pain and showing that even comedic legends often carried private burdens. Earl Bone, born August 8, 1941, in Pueblo, Colorado, played the dignified yet often comically entangled Reverend Lloyd Meacham. Outside of Mama's Family, he was best known as Dr. Silberman in the first 3 Terminator films and for voicing Dr. Nefarious in the Ratchet and Clank video game series. After retiring from on-screen work in 2003, he focused on voice acting. He lost his wife, actress Carol Keane, to ovarian cancer in 2001, a blow that deeply affected him. Earl Bone died on January 5, 2023, at the age of 81 in Hawaii, following a battle with lung cancer. Unhaney, born March 4, 1934, in Memphis, Tennessee, played Alberta Meacham. Wife to Reverend Meacham, although her appearances were brief, she brought a subtle, satirical sharpness to the role. She was also known for memorable performances in Mrs. Doubtfire and Liar Liar. Her husband's sudden death in 1980 left her raising their daughter alone, and she poured herself into her work. Unhaney died on May 26, 2001, in Los Angeles from congestive heart failure at age 67. Kathleen Freeman, born February 17, 1923, in Chicago, appeared only once on Mama's Family as Big Joan McCall, but her loud, commanding presence made her unforgettable. A Hollywood veteran, She was best known for her work with Jerry Lewis in films like The Nutty Professor and The Disorderly Orderly. She never married, dedicating her life to acting. Even as she battled lung cancer, she continued performing on Broadway in The Full Monty just weeks before her death on August 23, 2001, in New York City. Barney Martin, born March 3, 1923, in Queens, New York, played Billy Field, an older friend of the Harper family, a former NYPD detective and World War II pilot. He didn't begin acting until later in life, but eventually became famous as Morty Seinfeld on Seinfeld. He died from lung cancer on March 21, 2005, in Studio City, California, at the age of 82, leaving behind a career that proved it's never too late to shine. William Wyndham, born September 28, 1923, in New York City, portrayed Woody Miller, a warm and neighborly friend of the Harper family. A prolific actor with over 50 years of credits, including an Emmy-winning role in My World and Welcome to It. He also appeared in Star Trek as Commodore Decker. He suffered the devastating loss of his young daughter in a 1987 car accident, which led to a temporary break from acting. William Wyndham died of heart failure on August 16, 2012, in Woodacre, California, at age 88. Imogene Coca, born November 18, 1908, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was already a television comedy pioneer when she appeared as Gertie Gertcory, Mama Harper's eccentric old friend. She had starred alongside Sid Caesar in Your Show of Shows, setting the standard for TV comedy in the 1950s. Her life was marked by both triumph and tragedy, losing her husband King Donovan to cancer in 1987 and surviving a severe car accident in the 1970s. She died on June 2, 2001, in Westport, Connecticut, at age 90 from complications of Alzheimer's disease and pneumonia. Vicki Lawrence, born March 26, 1949, in Englewood, California, was the heart of Mama's family as the outspoken yet loving Thelma Mama Harper. Having originated the character on The Carol Burnett Show, she transformed Mama into a TV icon. Now in her 70s, she continues to perform and raise awareness for chronic idiopathic urticaria, a painful condition she's battled for years. She has openly spoken about her struggles with depression after stepping away from the spotlight, but remains admired for her resilience and versatility. Dorothy Lyman, born April 18, 1947, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, played the glamorous and cheeky Naomi Harper, Vinton's devoted wife. After the show, she transitioned successfully into directing, helming more than 70 episodes of The Nanny. Behind the scenes, she faced the challenges of raising 2 children after her divorce and navigating the pressures of typecasting. Today, she remains a symbol of persistence and creativity in the entertainment industry. Alan Kaiser, born December 18, 1963, in Littleton, Colorado, was just 20 years old when he debuted as Bubba Higgins, Mama's rebellious yet lovable grandson. With his good looks and roguish charm, Bubba became a teen favorite during the show's later seasons. After the 1980s, Alan Kaiser stepped away from the limelight, taking occasional roles in small films and focusing on family life. Twice married and a father of 4, he has largely embraced a quiet existence, though fans still fondly remember him for the role that made him famous, though some have left us and others have chosen quieter paths. The stars of Mama's family gave audiences something timeless, moments of pure joy, unfiltered humor, and the kind of warmth that only comes from genuine performances. Their personal journeys were often marked by loss, illness, and hardship, but each left behind a legacy that continues to resonate. Behind every laugh track and every punchline was a cast of real people with real struggles. They proved that comedy isn't just about making people laugh, it's about creating connections strong enough to last decades. Whether through the elegance of Betty White, the humility of Ken Berry, the boldness of Rue McClanahan, or the warmth of Vicki Lawrence, Mama's Family became more than a sitcom. It became a cherished memory for millions. Even now, when fans revisit those episodes, they're not just watching a TV show, they're visiting old friends. The familiar living room, Mama's sharp retorts, and the chaotic family dinners bring comfort, laughter, and maybe even a tear or two. The actors may have faced personal storms, but on screen, they created a safe place where the world's troubles could be forgotten. If only for 30 minutes, their stories remind us that behind the brightest smiles can be the deepest struggles, and that even in loss, love and laughter endure. For those who grew up with Mama's Family, the memories remain vivid. Every time Mama wagged her finger, every time Bubba cracked a grin, and every time Naomi batted her eyes. They were giving us more than just entertainment, they were giving us a piece of themselves. The magic of Mama's Family will never fade, living on in every laugh, every memory, and every fan who still cherishes the Harper clan. Let's keep their legacy alive, remember the joy they brought, honor their stories, and share the love. If this touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless tributes. Thanks for watching.